Pluto here with
Pobelter.
from Team Meat Playground. Used to be on Team Curse, and now you're currently sitting back there trying to watch Curse win some games against Orbit. How do you think they're actually doing over there?
Well, they did lose the first best of three, but they are up one, so I mean it could go either way. They won one, Orbit won one, so it'll be interesting to see.
How do you think they stack up against Orbit? I know they beat them last night, but being kind of an ex-teammate, do you think their play is just looking sloppy? Is their head in the game? What can they do?
Yeah, I think their play was a little sloppy. If they can recover and pick it up the third set, I think they can win it.
Hopefully we can. But this interview is about Pobelter, tiny little baby Po Beaver right here. So Meat Playground was a team it's relatively new. How long have you guys been around on the scene, and what have you accomplished in that time?
We've been around since the beginning of July, so around a month and a half-ish. We've done pretty well online, but when we came to this LAN, I feel like we kind of fell short.
Now, this LAN isn't your full lineup. You guys are missing Light Sludge in your AD carry. You guys have a Light Sludge, Irwin Booz bottom lane, and now JRT7 is actually subbing for you guys, who is kind of classified, I guess, as like a solo queue hero, just kind of one of those guys. Not really been on a team before, I don't think, and you guys lost against Legion in the winners bracket and lost against CLG Black in the losers bracket. How do you think JRT7 is kind of meshing with your team this LAN, and do you think that is the biggest of your problems, or do you think something else is going wrong in Meat Playground?
I think he's a good player overall, but he doesn't mesh with our playstyle, which is kind of more aggressive, going for kills, trying to push down towers early. I mean, I know there's not a lot of synergy between Irwin and JRT down in bot lane, because Irwin really tries to play aggressive, and so he fits well with Light Sludge, but not so well with JRT.
Okay, so is that the main problem for you guys, or do you think it's just the LAN environment? Are you guys nervous? I mean, you've, I'm sure, traveled to LAN environments with Curse and stuff like that, and the rest of your team with NK Inc. and whatnot. Are they kind of LAN noobs, or have they been around the gamut a little bit?
Yeah, I think the only other person who's been to like a League of Legends LAN before besides me on the team is Hazard. So some of the players were kind of uncomfortable and I feel didn't take some risks that would have turned out well.
Well, you've got to find your footing just a little bit, in a LAN environment. Whenever it's your first rodeo, you're very nervous and you're very timid and you don't want to do everything that you would normally do online. That's why a lot of teams, they do so well online, but then when it comes to LAN, they're like a little bit shaky and a little bit nervous and stuff like that. Your matchups here against CLG Black and Legion put you against Prolly and the sub for CLG Black, who is Wild Turtle right now, not their normal Link 115 or 112, I think it is. How do you feel you match up against those players as far as AP carry and mid is concerned?
I feel like against them, we played evenly throughout the laning phase, but they pulled it off a little better in team fights. Like, their teamwork was just a little more cohesive than ours.
Do you think Meat Playground is going to continue on in the future? I know you guys aren't going to PAX. Are you guys qualified for IPL 5, or do you need to still?
We're playing through the IPL 5 qualifiers right now. We've won our first round, but there's still a lot of matches to go, so we'll see.
Well, I hope it goes well for you guys. I definitely want to see you guys at IPL 5 with like your full lineup and stuff. Like, I want to see Light Sludge and Irwin Booz together in a LAN, and I want your team to really, really do well. You guys solidified X Hazard in your top lane role, and he was a big sub for CLG in A, I think, right, at the MLG Anaheim, and they did really, really well with him. What brought him over to Meat Playground? Did you guys approach him and say, hey, we need a really good top lane, and that's you?
Well, at first when Meat Playground was made, we had Atlanta. So when he made the switch to TD, we just moved NK Inc. to jungle and picked him up to have a top laner.
Now, NK Inc., as your jungler, do you guys have a lot of synergy together? AP mid and jungler synergy is fairly important. Have you guys played together a lot? Do you guys kind of know each other backwards and forwards?
As for now, slightly, I guess. We've only been a team for like a month and a half or so I think we can work the kinks out.
Okay. Now, what is, to you, the defining factor of Meat Playground? Like you said, Light Sludge and Irwin Booz are very, very aggressive. Is y'all's playstyle overall just everyone's very aggressive? Like, every lane is really aggressive and in your face, and you guys transition that early game aggression and hopefully advantage into mid-game dominance?
Yeah, we like picking lanes to counter the other lane and try to push in towers and get early dragons so we can just snowball that lead into the late game.
Now, on Curse, you were actually the top lane for Curse, replaced by West Stripes whenever the whole gaming house thing happened. Now that you've found your footing in kind of an AP mid role, do you think that's where you feel most comfortable, or would you rather be in a top lane?
I actually didn't like the top lane environment at all. I didn't like being camped by junglers, didn't like being cleared by oracles or anything, so yeah, I definitely think I prefer playing mid.
So you like the AP mid. Now, who are your favorite AP mid champions to play, and why?
I think Gragas because he's a little overpowered right now. I actually like playing things like Pantheon and Fizz, something that can really take an early lead.
I've seen you actually stomp Jackie's Ari as Pantheon. I was casting a game, I think, between you guys and me and Curse, and it was actually really, really disgusting to watch. So good job with that. So it seemed kind of Pantheon's an unconventional AP mid choice. What would lead you to pick Pantheon in a mid? You know, just as a little note to people that are watching.
Again, something that can't really react to Pantheon well, like Ari or Gragas. If the opponent isn't expecting it, if they think that you're going to pick something AP. Also, in other lanes, if you can get easy kills by using your ultimate.
All right, so take a look at that Grand Skyfall and see where you can make plays happen. Pretty much, that's very, very strong. It's kind of the same vein as Twisted Fate, you know, in that respect. Except this is pure physical attack damage raining on your head and not AP. You said Gragas being a little bit overpowered right now. We're seeing him be played everywhere in this tournament and the past tournaments as well. What exactly makes Gragas so strong? Because I feel like we didn't see him for the longest time, and now he's back with a vengeance.
He has really early strengths with his body slam and his W skill, the drinking thing.
Drunken Rage.
Yeah. He can set up ganks really easily with his body slam and then using that into the explosive cask. He's really good at ganking with with the same skills, and he's also really good at team fights.
So is there anything that Gragas is bad at except being very skinny?
No.
Now, Liquid told me to ask you how fast you type.
How fast I type? Oh, yeah, I guess I'm a pretty fast typer.
Do you know exactly your WPM?
No, I don't.
Is it like 1 million?
No, I don't think it's around 1 million.
Is it over 100?
Yes.
Is it below 120?
No.
Okay. I want to have a type off with you and see what happens. I'm a very fast typer too, but you have those young little quick fingers, the nimbleness. Now, he also told me to ask you your pre-SAT score.
Oh, is Liquid showing me off like a dad or something?
Yeah, he is. You saw the picture yesterday on Twitter? It's such an adorable picture. You need to watch this picture. It's Liquid, supporting his little baby Pobelter. It's one of the most adorable things in the world. But pre-SAT score, go.
I'd rather not say.
It's not going to say humble as pie. Well, I will let you actually get some few shout-outs if you'd like to your Twitter, your Facebook, YouTube, anything you may have, so people can check you out, check out Meat Playground, and hopefully see y'all's dominance in the future.
Oh, I actually have a page set up. I think someone else made it under Pobelter, so you can follow that.
You're not going to go ahead and make your own? You're just going to use that one?
Yeah, as for anything else, I don't really have anything set up.
You don't got a Twitter? You're not tweeting?
No, not really.
Is there an age restriction for tweeting? I think you have to be 18 up.
No, I just don't really like the whole Twitter concept.
Okay. Well, I hope the qualifiers for IPL 5 go well, and I hope to see you guys at IPL 5. Maybe I'll be casting. We'll see. I'm putting that word into Nick Allen right there. But this has been Pobelter from Meat Playground, their AP mid player, and I am Pluto. We'll see you next time for another interview.